Hi students, this is Jaya ma'am here, and today I am here to facilitate you in learning narration and all about conversion from direct to indirect speech. So let us learn what is narration. Narration is a way of reporting to the intended speaker. Now, narration includes direct speech, indirect speech. Now, question will automatically arise in your mind: what is direct speech and what is indirect speech? We'll come to those topics one by one. First, let's discuss direct speech. Direct speech is the actual words of the speaker that are put within quotation or inverted commas. The words should not be subjected to any change. Now let us take an example to gain clarity. Here you can see Rita asks Shohini, "Are you going somewhere?" What Rita exactly said has been put into quotation or within inverted comma. This is direct speech. Now, from this sentence, we can decode three things. The speaker is Rita. Second, Rita is asking a question to Shohini. Thirdly, the words of Rita have been enclosed or within double inverted comma. Here it is shown. I hope that you have understood direct speech. Now, let us know what is indirect speech. From the name itself, it is quite evident that indirect speech is the indirect way of representation. Indirect speech is a mode of narration where the actual words of the speaker are not said directly, but the words of the speaker should be same and cannot be changed. Let us make it clear through an example. See here, the same question that was posed in case of direct speech, we are converting it to indirect speech. Here, in indirect speech, it should be Rita inquired Shohini whether she was going somewhere. Here, the entire meaning remains same, but it was said indirectly. It was represented indirectly. So, this is indirect speech. So, here we can decode a few things. Number one, the words of Rita are not spoken directly. Second, the words are spoken in a similar and simple way. 3. The question posed by Rita has not gone through even slightest change. Number 4. Use of that and omission of inverted commas. There is no inverted comma. See? 5. Inclusion of whether. In case of question, we should use whether or if. 6. You have been converted to she because it has been represented indirectly. For a deeper clarity of direct and indirect speech, let us understand, develop the concept and memorize what is reporting verb represented as RV in short and reported speech RS. Let us take an example. Rita asked Shohini within quote, "Are you going somewhere?" Now, the verb that lies outside the inverted comma portion is known as reporting verb or RV, and the words or the sentence that has been put within the quotes or inverted commas is known as reported speech, represented as RS. So, you should remember the concepts of reporting verb and reported speech. You can also memorize the initials to understand for yourself. So, let us move to the next topic. Let's see. I have put another example for your convenience. Here you can see there is a sentence. Amrapali said, "I am swimming." So here you can see said is the reporting verb, that is RV. It lies exterior to the quotation. That means it lies outside the quotation. And I am swimming is within the quotation and it is a speech. So it is the reported speech or RS. So I think that you have developed the concept of reporting verb and reported speech. And it is a mandate to learn these concepts. Otherwise, you will be in trouble. Now comes the main issue, conversion from direct speech to indirect speech and vice versa. In conversion from direct speech to indirect speech, we must remember certain things. Number 1, subject and object of the sentence. As you know, still I am making you remember. Example, Radha goes to school. Here Radha is the subject and school is the object. Another vital thing that you need to remember in conversion is the concept of persons. You know, first person, I, we, second person, you, third person, he, she, they, it, any name, okay? Students, it is very imperative or vital for you to clear the concept of tense in conversion. Forms of present tense, forms of past tense and forms of future tense. In brackets, the details are given. Forms of present tense, simple present tense or indefinite tense, present continuous tense, present perfect tense, present perfect continuous tense. In forms of past tense, there are simple past tense, past continuous tense, past perfect tense and past perfect continuous tense. Lastly, in future tense, it includes simple future tense, future continuous tense, future perfect tense, future perfect continuous tense. There are altogether 12 tenses and you should gain clarity about it and it will be easier for you to do narration. Another important thing, you need to know concept and forms of verb. You know, there are helping or auxiliary verb and main verb. In categorizing verb, you should also know about the participles, basically past participle in considering the conversion. There are few steps to convert direct speech to indirect speech. If you can learn these steps properly, you can also able to convert the vice versa. That means you can also change a sentence from indirect speech to direct speech. So, what is the first step? The first step is identification. What will we identify? We will identify the element that we have already learnt. What are those? Let's take a look. Subject and object of the sentence, reporting verb and reported speech in the sentence, persons in the reporting verb and reported speech in the sentence, tense of the reporting verb in the sentence. So this is it. Number 2, change of reporting verb. Remember what is reporting verb? The verb that lies exterior to the quotation, right? So it is a time to change the reporting verb or RV, such as said will be converted to told or advised or suggested or asked. Say will be converted to tell or advise or suggest or ask. Says will be converted to tells or advises or suggests or ask, etc. But there will be no change in future tense. Actually, when you will convert direct speech into indirect speech, you can't let the reporting verb same. You have to change it. Okay, let us make it clear through an example. Here you can see Rohit said, I am going to gym today. But when it is converted to indirect speech, it becomes Rohit told that he would be going to gym that day. So said has been converted to told. Okay, so this is it. Three, use of that and omission of inverted commas. Use of that and omission of inverted commas occur in case of conversion from direct speech to indirect speech. For example, in direct speech, Rohit says, I cannot go with you. In indirect speech, it will be Rohit tells that he cannot come with him. So here you can see that has been inserted and inverted commas are vanished. Let us look at another example. In direct speech, they said, we will be performing tonight. In indirect speech, it will be, they informed that they would be performing that night. So, I think that it is clear. Here we can see in conversion from direct to indirect speech, we can find the use of that and inverted commas are omitted, are vanished. Four, change of pronoun. Change of pronoun takes place in the reporter's speech, abbreviated as RS. Let us take an example. In direct speech, Sheena said, I am occupied with loads of assignments. Here note, within quote, the pronoun is I. Now, in indirect speech, it will be Sheena asserted that she was occupied with loads of assignments. Here, in time of conversion from direct to indirect speech, in reported speech, that is RS, we find that I have been converted to she. So clear? Okay. Five, change of tense. Change of tense is very crucial and most students make mistakes here. One must watch the tense of the reporting verb RV and the reported speech will change in accordance to that. So, let us take an example. Mother said, I am baking chocolate cake for your birthday. So, what is the reporting verb here? Said. And what is the reporting speech here? I am baking chocolate cake for your birthday. Now, while we are converting it to indirect speech, it will be like that. Mother told or informed that she was baking chocolate cake for my birthday. So, from here it is quite evident that the reporting verb determines at what tense the rest of the sentence will be constructed during conversion. It mainly happens when the sentence is in past tense. In present tense and in future tense, there is no problem like that. However, in past tense also, there are few exceptions. Pattern of sentence depends on reporting verb RV if it is not an universal truth. In case of universal truths, in every tense, the reported speech will be the same. Here I have cited an example. Just look at it. Mother said, oil floats on water. Mother told that oil floats on water. Here, the reporting verb is in past tense, but it has created no effect in the reported speech. The reported speech remains unchanged as the statement is a universal truth. What is universal truth? Universal truth is something that is constant forever. Like the sun rises in the east, iron is heavier than gold. Okay, these sort of things. Students, let us make a quick revision of the use of tense. In case of past tense, direct speech, you said, here lives a big giant. In indirect speech, it will be, you told me that there lived a big giant. In case of present tense, in direct speech, it is stated, the boy says, I am playing football. In indirect speech, it will be, the boy says that he is playing football. In case of future tense, direct speech, Rohit will say, Sheena will love to swim. In indirect speech, it will be, Rohit will say that Sheena will love to swim. If reporting verb or RV is in present tense, reported speech or RS will also be in the present tense too. Example, Sheila says, I feel comfortable now. In indirect speech, it will be, Sheila assures that she is comfortable now. Now, if RV is in future tense, RS will also be in future tense too. For example, Shubhranil will say, I will excel in the coming exam. Shubhranil will say that he will excel in the coming exam. Here you can see RS remains in the same form of tense as in RV. There is no change of tense in present and future as I have told you. Students, this is the last step of conversion from direct speech to indirect speech. Utilization of time-specified words. That means, what is there? The time that has been mentioned in direct speech cannot be indicated in indirect speech. It has to be changed. Let's say here will be transformed into there, tomorrow will be transformed into next day, today will be transformed into that day, yesterday will be transformed into the previous day, this will be transformed into that, now will be transformed into then, and tonight will be transformed into that night. It will be beneficial for you if you learn them by heart. Otherwise, you can't do the narration. It will be tough for you to frame the narration. Okay. I'm sure that you have understood the basic steps to convert direct speech into indirect speech. But let's revise once. So, what is the first step? The first step is identification. The second one is change of reporting verb or RV. The third one is replacement of that and omission of inverted commas. The fourth is change of pronoun. The fifth one is change of tenses. And the sixth or the last one is updation of time-specific words. So, my dear students, these are very basics of narration. Basically from conversion from direct speech to indirect speech. I'll try to be back with some simple formulas so that transformation may seem more easier to you. Till then, take care. Goodbye.